let's get started and talk about this first story because it's Friday. The story is stupid and funny at the same time. We had this tweet from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who said, tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skews it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel took him to dinner and made him feel special. To which Elon Musk responded, stop hitting on me. I'm really shy, and a blushing emoji. Michael Malice, you can see under here, he says he ratioed her in minutes.
And then the response to him was, so you don't know how the ratio works, got it, and she got ratioed.
So here's the funny thing. Jack Posobiec, I guess, captured what AOC said. I guess some people are saying she deleted it. AOC said, I was talking about Zuckerberg, but okay. I think she deleted it because she realized she only made it worse.
Yeah.
To be fair, she was talking about Zuckerberg.
You think so?
She says controls a platform and was taken out to dinner by Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel. Zuckerberg was famously taken out to dinner for some meeting by conservatives, and he currently controls a platform. I just think it's hilarious that Elon Musk threw back in her face what she does, because Ocasio-Cortez famously says, stop hitting on me. You're trying to date me. I think it's funny when people criticize AOC, her stands go, she's not going to date you, bro. It's like, is that your bit? Is that your bit? Because, okay, all right, well, Elon Musk just threw the pie back in her face.
Yeah, also, is Mark Zuckerberg considered right-wing now? Old Mark convincing people to commit hate crimes? What is this?
Well, anybody to the right of Karl Marx is considered.
That's true.
Oh, no. Karl Marx himself is far right.
Oh.
He was racist.
True.
Yeah,
And
well,
a
but here's the
womanizer.
thing, Tim,
and a womanizer.
you have to remember, real racism hasn't been tried yet.
Oh,
If they did it the way Marx wanted, it would work.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's funny how it's, Russia's coming out saying that they want to denazify Europe or something like that. And then you think about the similarities between the woke cult, critical race, identitarianism, all of this stuff. And it's like, yeah, I understand the similarities. I don't think they're the same. One's more like, I guess, ultra-traditionalist and one's ultra-progressive. One wanted to destroy the culture. One wanted to restore it. But they were both authoritarians who wanted government based on race. And so here we go. I don't see a very large difference between these two groups. Speaking of Karl Marx.
Yeah, no, Karl Marx, he was the absolute worst. And part of why he's so interesting is because when you look at his personal life, you see how unbelievably poorly conducted it was. And it's just the case that when people don't want to live properly, they'll try to create philosophies that justify being a bad person, basically. And that's what Marxism is. And it's just sad to see how many people have bought into it and how much destruction it's caused.
There was Paul Johnson wrote a book called Intellectuals.
Yes.
Where he went into the personal lives of like Jean-Jacques Rousseau and Karl Marx and pretty much all these intellectuals. They weren't, predominantly left wing, but he wanted to say like, okay, how well have these people actually lived out their own philosophy? Mm-hmm. And it was incredible. You read about Jean-Jacques Rousseau and the kids that he fathered and immediately threw into some of the worst orphanages in Paris where they basically died of like starvation and neglect. And then Karl Marx, who always said within communism, right, the last phase of capitalism is people will actually pay their employers to work. And that's crazy because that doesn't really happen, except in Karl Marx's personal life, where he actually had a servant that he didn't really pay and repeatedly, I wouldn't say raped, but repeatedly had had an affair with, right? So it was great. He actually had the manifestation of the last phase of what he said capitalism would bring about.
Yeah, well, and this is why you have to be extremely suspicious of people who harp on and on about how they love humanity in this abstract sense.
Yes.
Because very oftentimes they're trying to overcompensate for the fact that they treat everyone in their personal life like absolute garbage, which is fundamentally the only way you really can love humanity is by treating those around you well instead of throwing vague platitudes out there about how much you want world peace and to end poverty, etc.
Somebody posted a photo of Antifa marching, and they were like, why wouldn't anyone want to be Antifa? And I'm like, are we doing this again? Are you saying the same thing again? But I just, what I noticed about the photo was that the Antifa guys were really scrawny, like gaunt, like thin. And
what's wrong with that, Tim?
These people haven't lifted a heavy object in their lives.
No.
Not all of them. So I'm sure some have. There are probably some, some guys, I'm not saying literally everyone, but you look at Antifa, they tend to be the, what do they call it, the laptop class? Mm. They're not working class. They get money from sitting around complaining on the internet, either for writing for BuzzFeed or something.
You're really subtweeting me here, man.
And I'm just like, well, look, it's one thing if you are part of the laptop class and you advocate for the workers and you recognize the value of hard work and you're not saying, give me free stuff while I smash your windows. Yeah. It's another thing when you don't do any work and then say, I'm the workers of the world. That's me. You should unite with me. I'm like, dude, you don't do work. Like marching around and complaining about stuff. You know, sometimes there's an element of work in there. You know, we got to fight for our rights. I get that. But you ain't lifting any rocks or building any walls. You're not growing any crops. It's fascinating how little these people actually know about their whole world.
Well, we're not building walls, Tim, because we believe in bridges. I'm sorry that you don't.
That's right. Now, AOC was a bartender, and everybody makes fun of her for that.
That was the most productive thing for humanity she ever did, was tending bar. And, you know, and look, I'm not saying that pejoratively. I'm saying I have bartenders that I know that are really good friends, and they are providing a product or service through voluntary cooperation within the marketplace. God bless you.
That's what I'm saying. Bartenders do actual work.
Yes.
That's the one thing you shouldn't smear her for. Being a
Yes.
politician is really embarrassing. Being a bartender isn't.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
I'm one.
I've actually,
I feel horrible about it.
This